He quit on overtime them last night. There in Arkansas, they had to sit 11 hours for it to read in.
I'd be upset.
I like your dressing scale.
That's the second or third time that was done.
One day.
No, mine doesn't truck
If
same.
I can pick up my taxes,
Only
my
does
escrow,
dog,
you know,
they've got
things.
that, you know, they
So I'll
want
come
something
down
garbage
and get those.
that red
You
Kenworth,
just want
red bed.
just a
I think that's what you gave me last year, was just, or whoever, I don't remember if you were here yet, or if it was a girl, but, either way, yeah, I think that's, they just gave me a print off and I turned that in when I filed my taxes.
Take it to the sale.
Thank you. Well, they say, a girl that I know went to a meeting or something about their home insurance.
When you get over 2008, they've got that region.
People like on the
42.2%.
coast and stuff are gonna be charged 99.9% more on home insurance.
That's scary.
I know.
The average is 42.2% for the state. If you have a house at the coast, it'll go up, it'll
That's
go up
what the
99%.
state's asking.
Yeah, that's what Debbie was showing me the chart today.
42% state.
Avery is not as much,
Well, you know, my
but
stuff
it's
paid for,
supposed to
I
go
don't
up
have
about
to carry
7%.
insurance.
I don't know how people are gonna live though.
People can't live, not at that rate.
I mean, it's me and my husband at home, and, I mean, our grocery bill
Did you
is
get your
unreal.
packages?
I had,
Yeah,
I have a house at Callahan.
Huh?
You can
and
actually get in
some
there.
pipes broke last year.
I hauled
And
it,
I
hauled
turned
it,
in
hauled it, hauled it. this
homeowners
morning.
claims.
Man,
I had
hauled it,
never,
truck
ever,
stuff out
I
there.
had that house for 30 years,
I
never.
got it all
turned
piled up to
Yeah.
house.
It almost doubled
Oh,
then.
yeah.
And
Little.
my insurance agent at Carmel tried to find someone else
Yeah,
for me to be insured. And I said, you're just gonna have to bear it. Now it's going up again.
What he's got is exactly what he told me I had.
Apparently, the insurance industry can do anything with their.
Trying to set you up, make it look like you're on their side.
I just scared me to death yesterday. So, you know,
I'm keeping my shit for a week or two.
I do all our vaccines. And I went on there to order something yesterday, and I ordered something last week, so I know this was not there last week.
If I don't have to spend a hundred bucks, they change the low mark,
Top
which
thing.
my place is one.
And-
You put the place.
And so I called Laura in there,
So as long as we come out,
why would they be taking
or that's what I make you spend a hundred.
Well, it's used, they say that you can have it charged in the event of a terrorist.
It's a bioterrorism agent. Anthrax is an organism that originates from cows. It's
And then build it up to the end of it.
It's like a
Oh, big asphalt, like, forever through it.
parasite.
Yeah,
Once you do that,
It's like,
you're good.
it'll affect your skin, your
if it gets into
breathing.
your system,
You'll hear a lot of times about people, that mail anthrax to a government or board of elections, you know, use it like that. But, they are saying that we can now order the vaccine.
She said she could see.
they did that, when was it? 20 years ago.
Well, and I couldn't understand why. And our provider looked it up and she said, because they give it to people in the military, you know, they give it to
Couldn't figure out
them.
nothing else to do.
But it is to be, kept in hand to be given to people in the event of attacks.
And it's spread through
And
spores and respiratory.
And
Copy this.
to me, you know, an election year, there's so much
Hard
going
to be in that,
on.
but I won't start saying on
And
that.
I said that terrifies me.
She's,
You know,
she's been with the kids. She's been with the
It is scary.
it's scary, and it would be so easy. If you have access to get
So we got this thing out here at,
State boys.
state employees where it's
it was spread in there.
10%.
Oh, that's what it was.
There's CDs. There's no risk to CD, you can trade them in anytime, but ain't no money. So you put $25,000 in a CD.
Your system.
taxes still in.
And 12 months, it pays you back right at 30.
It would be so simple if that was.
I can't remember. Was it Jack Brown?
And if you leave it in the savings,
Because like, they'll describe it like this, that they'll come and and they open it.
Yep.
I've had carriers for tax training. Or what do they call it, active shooter. Active shooter we have to do, yeah, every year. And if you ever went into, well, you've probably been in them, ain't no place to hide. Wouldn't be no place for you to hide, kid. Don't come to hazardous. Well, and I have yak track. I love mine. And I have to walk up and down the driveway really fast. I put them on because I'm terrified of falling and I fall all the time.
Michael, let me in the corner.
I sure will. I just felt her sitting on the road.
I'm a back row Baptist too.
Yeah.
don't you leave on in the church, all the good seats in the back, so you walk all the way.
Well, you go get there early.
And she said, Sue, she was like, funny outfit.
Yeah. You can see how it turns out. Yeah, well, there's actually some good stuff.
Yeah.
No, it ain't got. Hey there.
Did y'all go back?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
How'd you do? Did you do any good?
Yeah. Yeah, did pretty good.
Gerald, do you know the turnout for Banner Winston?
Well, it's
Hawkins Square.
Oh.
Are these safe?
Yeah, wait a minute, I'll blurt it out. It's a age thing.
Yeah, he goes by Mac, I think.
Yeah, he does magnetic turnout.
Turnout, that's it.
T-O-R-N-O-W. You bet. Doing okay? Yeah. Hey. Pretty good, thanks. Yeah, got my cert, had both of them in December. About
Everything,
about
pledge and
12 days apart. And I'm feeling, really feeling pretty good. Went back today for my, and they're starting me on the box.
Hi, Jamie.
So just more to do, and next, probably next week. Still got stuff going on, but I feel pretty good. I think. Kenny, how you start?
All right, good evening, folks. It's 5 o'clock. We're gonna open this, meeting, on order. welcome everybody. Everybody knows the ethics of it, and let's do the invocation. Who's gonna do that?
If you will, bow your head. Dear Heavenly and merciful Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for another day to come together. We ask that you open our minds and open our hearts and do what's best for the town. In your name we pray, amen.
Rise and pledge allegiance. Take your hat off. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
Make a motion to adopt the agenda.
A motion, I have a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Town administrator job description. Who wants to start this? Fine,
I guess I will. I'm not sure everything that we wanted to look at on the job description. But I think one thing that concerned me and that I wanted to address was the ability to hire jobs to be done without board consent and money spent without the board consent. And I think we're gonna talk about a range or what that looked like.
Okay. Anybody want to start the bidding at $25? What number are we gonna start at?
Anybody?
Well, since we had previously changed the description of the job, I would like to be clear on what exactly we're moving forward with.
That's a good question.
Okay, so I'll just say what my concerns are. And I know everybody's sick and tired of hearing about Carl, and so am I. But I feel like, and this is just my opinion, that the town may be in a mess because of Carl. I hope I'm proven wrong, but I have concerns about it. And I think some things have been done that, we didn't know anything about him, and so he was brought in, and he was done a job, and one thing he has done is just not right. And we don't know how much money he's been offered, we don't know how much money he's been paid. Not that we haven't asked for that information, because I personally have asked for it, and it's not been provided. So I feel like there's got to be, and I'm not saying this has got to be into forever and ever, and we can relook at this down the road, but for today and for the near future, I think close eyes need to be kept on the money that is spent. Until this whole fiasco that has taken place in Newland can be investigated. If it's investigated and there was no wrongdoing, I'll be the first one to say I was wrong. But I need to see some proof of that.
Okay, so what, get me caught up, because I didn't know any of this was, I didn't realize we had reached this level. What is the one thing that you said was done wrong? You said there towards the end.
Missy Pittman's Classic Cuts parking lot.
Okay, what's wrong with it?
Okay, it was supposedly fixed.
Okay,
There were potholes.
okay.
I saw pictures of the potholes.
Are you talking about sinkholes or potholes?
Sinkhole, I'm sorry, excuse me. There's nothing underneath there. I mean, that parking lot could just fall in. There's no support under there. And whammo bammo, it's took him, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, but he's got that job finished overnight out there. That was a miracle. Not at Misty's, but whatever else that was he was doing with.
Carol.
Huh?
Carol's her name.
Okay, fixing that out there. It took months, and I went out there today, and it's done, and Carl's gone.
What investigative body would you like to use?
I think that might be already set in motion.
Okay.
Could you elaborate on that? Who's-
I think the business owner
Okay.
is taking care of herself. That's what
Okay, all right.
And I wanna know, and I wanna know tonight how much Carl was paid.
We have our finance officer here this evening. Bill is the
Well,
finance
Bill
officer.
ought to know.
No.
In the email, 2 emails.
I asked personally from the office up here.
Can you guys speak up so we can hear you, please?
She's-
Yeah, I said we asked, I asked Bill personally several
4
weeks ago. For, and that's public record,
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Glenn
Just
John.
speak up when you're talking, though,
Well,
amongst
I'm
yourselves.
sorry, I don't project as well as you, but
No,
I'll
you
try
don't.
to do better. Glenn Johnson could walk in, anybody could walk in and ask to see those documents, and they should be able to be produced,
They've been produced.
not to me.
Not to us.
Oh, well, that's not my problem. I'm sorry. I
It's
already
Bill's
know.
problem. It's Bill's.
I didn't get them from Bill,
Okay.
but I already know, so you guys, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and I also have concerns that Carl is not licensed in the state of North Carolina.
He is licensed, ma'am, and I told Mr. Johnson earlier that it's a public record that he is licensed. You can look it up very easily,
Well,
very easily.
I looked
And
it
I
up.
think that all of you should do the same
I'm
thing.
sorry, she's speaking.
I looked it up. I couldn't find it, so I thought I wasn't doing it correctly. So I called Raleigh and I talked to the Office of Contractors in Raleigh. He's not licensed in the state.
Yes, he is.
Mike,
Okay.
Mike, what kind of license do you have to do grading?
I have a limited license,
A limited contractor
Yeah.
license?
but I don't know Carl, never talked to him.
Yeah.
But in his defense,
There is no license to do
to
that kind of
do
work.
the work he's doing,
Yep.
There is
and I'm
no
not
license.
trying to take it, I don't know.
But he can only make so much money
No,
if he's
There's no truth
not,
in that.
that's what they told
That-
me.
That's if
That's
he's building a
incorrect.
house. There's no truth in that.
I make $3 million a year better on Eagles Nest without a contractor license for payment.
Let me go.
You.
For him to make up to $30,000 is if he's doing construction, like, building a
Making
house.
improvements is
Home
kind of, I
improvements.
think, the magic
Yeah,
word,
when I
making
talked to the
improvements,
lady
not
in
like
Raleigh.
repairing.
If
We
he
have
is-
missed it, some of it he
That's where
repairing,
contract
and that's,
comes in.
yeah.
When you bid a job, that's where the contract, if you're hard hourly, see, hourly rate falls back on the town. If he's working and something messes up, the town's responsible because he's hourly. But if
We
he's,
can hire him.
Well, we
but
don't know.
somebody did. But if he's contracting, then all the responsibility.
I guess I'm confused because we had a meeting and we talked about it, and the four of y'all, not the four of y'all, most of y'all made it very clear that night, correct me if I'm wrong, that y'all made it explicitly clear to Bill Bailey, you did not want Carl on the job and getting off there, okay? And so that's what Bill moved to do. And then the next thing we know, Christie, you were calling Carl and inviting him to
No, I
lunch.
wasn't calling Carl.
Then what were you doing?
Carl asked me to call him.
Okay, that's of course not the story that I was told, but, it can't
I'm
be.
sure.
Well, but it's interesting to me that, I don't even understand what was going on there, what were you trying to accomplish?
Can
And
we
then-
get back to the matter?
No, we can't, but
Yeah,
we-
we can,
We can't because next thing I know,
these
all four of
records,
y'all.
Please,
That's
we want to
fine.
know where this money is and where it's coming from and how much it is. That's all we're asking.
Okay, the next thing is I don't understand why y'all did all that, and then the very next day started with emails, oh, we're okay with Carl working as long as he does this, or as long as he does that, when we specifically told, don't have Carl working on any jobs for the town, and then the next day, oh, it's okay. I like Carl, I don't
For
have a
the
problem with
one
Carl.
job, $3,500.
Oh my gosh. That came up late, that came up well after the meeting. I've been out there several times talking to Missy and asking Carl, please get this done, this is a problem. You've got Jamie Johnson who gets his hair cut here and knows Missy very well, so it's causing additional issues, and I'm tired of getting all these phone calls. Get this job done. End of story. And well, cause I mean, so I'm screaming and yelling. Do we need to get somebody else out here to help you? No, we'll get it done. Okay, so, and the problem that I have with this is I don't understand how we went from, he's not allowed in the town, get his stuff out of here, to, we like the guy and we're all inviting, whoever's inviting whoever to lunch and having all these weird conversations and the whole Roger fiasco. So, Bill, can we get all this information and get it, expeditiously first thing in the morning? What can we do here? Help me out, because I know I asked you, because she asked me, Miss Gill asked me, and I asked you, please get this to her. I thought it was done, because I didn't hear anything back from you.
Well, what good would it have done, Derek?
If you got the information you're asking for, that doesn't mean you're asking for information.
We've asked though, Derek, so when we haven't received it after 4 or 5 times, I'm not gonna ask anymore. And Daryl, when I called Raleigh about Carl, or, I specifically told him he was doing water and sewer work. I was for the town. And that's just what she told me.
Okay. Usually, you gotta have a contractor's license, a general contractor, starting with that it's for making improvements to land. So if you've got a problem like we had out here earlier where you have the break in the pipe and he's out there working and doing it, I don't know that comes under it. But when you're actually making an improvement, like building a house is the easiest
Replacing
example.
the door.
That's what that is. And then sometimes there's gray stuff, gray area in there. Is that kind of the way? But that's the licensure comes in when you're making improvements.
A contractor's license is for contracting work. If he's gonna put in sewer system, say, from here to the end of Smoky Street, he has to have a contract license. If the job's 10 million, he's gotta be bonded for 10 million. If he's doing hourly work, like a busted water line or pushing stuff, whatever it is, if he's getting paid an hour. But if he works for the town by the hour, pushing snow, using their equipment, he has to be an employee to be covered by insurance, because like I carry $2 million in a $1 million blanket. And that's what I have to be able to contract to do my contracting. So if he works with their equipment by the hour, he has to be an employee of the town. But if he's working with his equipment by the hour, then he's working by the hour.
And then, because what we've had, as I understand it, is there've been things that have just come up along and Carl's done them. Each one is its own separate little project, and you won't hit that $30,000 threshold by doing that, by that. If something comes up, Carl go do it, and it's $3,000, it doesn't. Okay.
Right.
Now, there may be some stuff that has to do with, for some of these licenses, like a licensed electrician, a licensed plumber, they gotta show competence to do certain things too.
And also financial stability is the.
And financial ability, you're exactly right.
That's the whole reason for the contractor's license, is they wanna make sure you're financially stable.
To withstand a lick where somebody don't pay you and then throws you in a mess. That's what happens. It's one of the few things that I'm glad I'm doing instead of doing, is being a contractor. I don't think I could do that.
Okay, Bill, obviously it's an issue trying to get numbers out of the town hall, so how can we work on that?
Just send an email to Jessica to do it first thing in the morning, send it out to the board.
Okay.
So can I ask you a question? Is the problem actually with Bill, or is it with Carl that you guys have a problem with?
With Bill.
Okay, so then can we further go along with what is the problem with Bill that you guys have?
Because we asked for the information 4 times
Okay, so,
and have not received any information. It's
So-
public record, so why can't we see it?
So if it's public record, then why don't you get it? If it's public record,
That's what I'm
You
saying.
want us to walk in his office?
if it's
and
public
take-
record, then you can get it as part of the public.
But why can't he email it to us too?
But do you have it though, as
I
a
do not
public?
have it.
Okay, but you're saying it's public record.
Yes.
Okay, so if it's public record, then you do have it, correct? Because you can get it as a citizen, as a
He
public
hasn't
person.
sent it to us. We've
Okay,
asked
hold on, hold
for
on,
it
hold on.
in meetings, we've asked for it.
We're getting nowhere. I think what Chris is saying is she doesn't understand why you haven't just walked in and asked for it, because it's public record, but I think what this Christie is saying is they have asked for it via email and have not received it. So
I understand that.
And in a meeting.
I get that. I understand that. I get that. However, you're telling me that you guys have no idea what has been paid. You have,
None. Zero.
but it's public record though, right?
Hold on, I wanna take one little bit issue with that, Chrissy. I know that there have been a lot of numbers told to the board, cause I've sat here and heard numbers.
$100,000, $60,000.
He was talking.
And I know that was, when you say none, I know has been some numbers told, okay?
Excuse me?
Right, there has been numbers
Yeah,
told.
that has
and
been
it is-
told, it's in minutes.
Okay, all right, so, I'm a little bit kerfuffled, I thought this was a meeting about a job description.
It's about a
It's
job
supposed to
description.
Precisely.
be,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
Okay, do we wanna go back to that, or
Precisely.
do y'all feel satisfied that Jessica's gonna send out what y'all need?
I think there needs to be some oversight of who Bill hires to do jobs. I'm sorry if you feel like, I know you feel like we don't get back in prompt manner to Bill. And we can do we should do better with that.
Well, one of my issues is the hypocrisy of one night we're saying he's not allowed to, the next day we're inviting him to lunch, or going to lunch with him, and so I'm sitting here
I have
feeling
no
for Bill,
And
saying,
when lunch, man, that's how stuff gets twisted, Mr. Mayor.
was Bill,
Now, hold on,
Carl, you or Carl, were gonna go to lunch, correct? That's not twisted,
Okay.
Jamie.
Because we
Well, see,
don't,
that's not
the
twisted.
problem is.
How do I know?
Carl.
Then stay out of it, if you don't know it, me and her are talking about it, Then
It's just
stay out of
like,
it.
you're sitting here saying that the majority said,
No, he didn't.
that not to use Carl, run him out of town, get his
Y'all
stuff.
did.
Nobody ever said to
Gerald.
run anybody out of town. And by the way, Mr. Mayor, that was in closed session. We'll go ahead and send that to Raleigh also for you.
Feel free.
But anyway.
Gerald, correct me if I'm wrong, the board not tell Bill to not use Carl, whatever his last name is, and to excuse him, correct?
Yeah, not, to run out of town, I didn't hear, but yeah, we weren't gonna use him anymore.
Anymore, end of story, do not get him off the jobs, correct?
Yeah, don't employ him anymore.
So Jamie, once again, since you wanna
That's
raise your
my
voice,
raise.
I don't understand.
Again, that was closed session. And now we know who's kind of talking about closed session.
No, there's no truth. Chris, did I ever tell you one thing about closed session? Did you hear about?
No,
closed-
you guys left the back door open.
So
That's
y'all
your own
can- Y'all
fault,
can go around
not
town and
mine.
tell everybody that Derek Roberts is, I've never once told anybody anything.
No.
I've heard that rumor. too.
Derek and I don't talk. I talk to Derek's wife if I talk to anybody. I don't talk to
Exactly.
Derek. Okay, I talk to his wife because that's a respectful thing to do. And no, you guys left the back door open, and I am a sneaky little snake. Yep, I sure am.
Well-
And I've listened and listened to everything that y'all said.
And I'm not going to ask each one of y'all to apologize for running me down in town saying that I'm the one that went out and did it, because you know what? It's childish.
It is
I didn't
childish.
do it. And I'm just tired of getting in the weeds with folks over childish stuff. I understand Bill, y'all have an issue with Bill with his numbers. I know for a fact Bill's not done anything wrong or illegal. He's just not done it the way y'all want to. And I thought that was the reason we're having this meeting. But yet again, we've spiraled off into a whole nother, I had a great conversation with an attorney today, and we talked about this board, and y'all are doing exactly what we talked about. So I'm asking y'all, Bill's gonna have the stuff sent out, fine for the investigations. Y'all absolutely did, and I'm disappointed in you two and Keenan for not stepping up and say, yes, we did tell Bill to run Carl out of here. Do not use him anymore. And the next day, we're sending out emails, oh, we love Carl. We don't have a problem with Carl. You can use Carl. It's fine with me. That made no sense to me. And the reason I got panicked is because you can't tell a man, we're gonna do one thing if you do this, and then the next day completely change. It just.
Should we read the emails? Maybe we ought to read the emails.
It doesn't.
I think, he
So-
asked us, and I think we said Carl was welcome to bid, put in stuff on jobs per normal. If you wanna go back to the emails now.
That's just going
public
against
record.
what you said, cause we said in the neat little quiet meeting, don't do it. Don't use Carl. Don't use Carl. And I know the rules and regulations on it. It is, what's it called? Ethical not to talk about what happened. I'm not talking about what happened during that meeting. I am literally just saying, no, I'm not until now. But I think it's important that the town knows what's going on.
Yes, I think so too.
Very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then you guys share your emails with us.
Very.
You guys will get your stuff. And how about we all know what's going on? Let's all be transparent with one another. Why can't we all do that?
Request.
Okay, then public, what I'm saying, let's all be transparent with one another. That means you, all of you. All of you. Be transparent and stop talking crap about people behind their backs. Stop doing this. High school, gosh, it's the most insane thing I've ever
Really?
seen.
Stop talking crap behind their back. Sister Facebook here. Everybody's sending us all these Facebook things where she posted stuff. Wow.
So can I bring this back? I would like to propose what I would like to propose for Bill,
Okay.
for now. As far, I would like him to be able to pay the bills
Okay.
and handle payroll. Every day running a town hall. As far as hiring a contractor, hiring anybody to do any work, I want a contract, I want it bidded out, and I want it to come before the board. That's what I want to see.
Christie?
Yes,
Yes, what?
I mean, I think that's how it should be done anyway. That's how I thought it was done.
James?
For right now, I agree with her.
Keenan?
I'd like some clarification on what exactly we're gonna write as his job description.
Well, we have one,
It's been changed, I
Wait.
think, 3 times in the past. 4
no,
months.
twice, but we have also have a policy manual. So, for right now, that's what we go by.
I looked up earlier, some examples of town administrator and town manager positions. And I think that these are really well, I haven't compared them to what ours says. So for right now, I would like to openly clarify so everybody can easily understand what exactly we're gonna be saying about his job description.
Go ahead.
So with your guys' help, I'd like to recreate the job description.
Okay,
Okay, absolutely.
that sounds good.
Okay.
So since you have the information, would you go ahead and read out
Which part, this,
what our town administrator job description is currently?
okay.
Christie, not to interrupt you, dear, but give me 1 second and let me catch you up. Before you were elected, we were supposed to be doing this, and we were told, now please correct me if I'm wrong, the other alderman is here, that we would receive the next day after the meeting, the job descriptions in an email. I never received those, and I don't know if they have, I can't speak for them, did you ever receive anything? No. Okay, cause the town administrator, buddy, just stood right there and told us, he said, get them to you tomorrow. And we never once was emailed at all, to review or whatever. So like you, we're kinda coming in here on the dot. Okay, go ahead.
And if anybody wants copies, this,
I would like one.
okay, will you go make a copy of the, employee policies, just the first government, and do you want this?
Were you gonna read it?
I am, but I can read this one. Okay, well, okay, so what this says is, and this was dated 7/27/22, it was his offer letter. The town of Newland is pleased to offer you the full-time position of the town administrator. We are very excited about the potential and you and your experience bring to the table. We anticipate your full-time start date to be 9/1/22. If you decide to accept this offer of employment, your job responsibilities shall be as follows. Responsible for the execution of policies and procedures put forth by the board and the town. Shall act in the capacity directed by the select board in municipal, state, federal, and other issues affecting the town. Will be responsible for the compilation of a proposed budget in conjunction with the select board and the administration of the budget once adopted. Responsible for developing administrative procedures and for ensuring adherence by all departments and all employees to all procedures enacted by select board. Charged with the responsibility of advising the board and the public on the status of town affairs, and is responsible for preparing and making available an annual report of the previous year's activities. Responsible for the maintenance of sound public relations between the town and its citizens, between the town and other governmental agencies, and between the various boards and committees that make up town government. The administrator will attend board meetings and/or committee meetings as deemed necessary. Carry out directives of the select board and prepare reports and recommendations as part of those activities. Attend select board meetings. Prepare and provide supporting documentation and information pertinent to agenda items. Serve as a liaison between the board and personnel. Act as director of human resources and hires with approval of select board, evaluates and directs the town staff. Administer the annual operating and capital improvements budget and submit relevant reports to select board. I think we changed that to governing board. Knowledge of municipal government operations and budgeting practices. Ability to assess the value and usefulness of technologies and programs designed for municipal use. Ability to effectively communicate both verbally and in writing. Responsible for writing grants. And then it goes over his salary, benefits.
Okay, so what about that job description? Do we have an issue with?
We don't.
We don't.
Okay, so why are we here?
Thank you.
It got changed, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, it came up, I believe when we were, getting ready to hire somebody in the tag office. And, Bill was, at that time, Bill was doing the interview and then he was sending us the information about the person that had applied. And it did seem, kind of crazy in a way to have to go through all that. So it came up about, would we be willing to let Bill have more responsibility in that area? And, kind of like hire town hall employees, that kind of stuff, without the board approval, and we gave him that authority at that time. And if I'm not wrong, it got changed at that time. And then I don't think I was at that meeting in November when they it got discussed to change it back to the one Christie just read.
I have, if you wanna read that other one, I mean, there's not much change in it. No, I think she wanted a copy of the whole, Christie, did you want a copy of the whole?
Yes, please.
thing? But here's what she's got thus far.
I'll wait for the.
Okay. Yeah, but the policy manual basically says the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here tonight?
Just to reiterate that, and the information that we've asked for, we have received.
And the hiring and firing, that's, as far as if there's a vacancy somewhere in town hall, we want to see who he's gonna hire and be known who they are. And this whole thing with Carl, that shouldn't happen again, So that's my understanding.
What exactly shouldn't happen again?
I'm sorry?
What exactly shouldn't happen again?
The hiring of like a contractor.
Okay.
Or somebody to come in and do work for the town.
But that's part of the job description, correct?
No,
No,
this is to come to the board, if you would listen. It's-
Okay.
I did listen.
But what about if we have what's the emergency contingency to that? What if we have a busted pipe, as Carl is billed to send you guys an email, so we have a busted pipe, I'm gonna send out RFP, the Mountain, Iron Mountain, Mike Nelson, Mike Eggers, and y'all are gonna say, yes, that'd be great, and then all the while, 3 or 4 days later, when those contractors start calling back, we've got millions of gallons pumped out to the road. What's the emergency contingency? What's he allowed to do? Which is I think, if I'm not mistaken, kind of one of the reasons why the guy got started here was an emergency contingency deal. So what is
emergency community.
Yeah, so what are y'all gonna allow anything, or do you want him to go through this? I need to email
No, I
everybody
mean,
in the
if he needs to
morning.
call Iron Mountain, that's years. I don't know how many years this county's been using them. I mean, an emergency like we
So
had,
just because we use somebody for an emergency for years,
they come.
well, Carl came. What was the difference? I mean, Carl was here working,
Should we have a contract?
and
with
Carl
Carl?
actually,
Do we have a contract with Carl?
With Iron Mountain?
no, we don't have a contract on
Or
him.
we just call?
So that's what I'm saying, y'all, I mean, it's not what's good for one is good for the other, so, can we just call Mike like we call, Iron Mountain? What's so special about Iron
I
Mountain?
think Mike would prefer it. I think with Iron Mountain's experience, that they're the best company to go get in an emergency like that.
Okay, Iron Mountain pulled off of the job at 5 o'clock because it was 5 o'clock and left the water running. If it wasn't for Carl and Gary and Roger, we wouldn't have had showers the next morning. I mean, you can roll your eyes, but that's a fact. Where, is Gary here? Is that not a fact, Bill? Did Iron Mountain pull off at 5 o'clock because it's 5 o'clock?
They pulled off of this job at 5 o'clock, they did not do this job over here, so.
So,
We got
I
that
mean,
big
I know you think, and I think the world of Iron Mountain too, they do, they're good at what they do. However, but if they're gonna pull off of a job, they're just gonna turn off the water at 5 o'clock, because that's the time they go home, and then we'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, guess what? The whole town and the sheriff's office didn't have water. So, roll your eyes all you want, Christie, I'm asking, what is Carl actually did stay. I know Mike Nelson would stay. I feel like Mike Egger's crew would stay. Okay, they've grown a lot, so I'm not really sure, but you're not giving us clarity in this.
I remember when this happened before any, two of you was here, when something like that broke, we had the personnel on hand to fix it.
We don't have that anymore.
When we had a water line break, we had certified folks here to fix it.
Who? Name one. Keith Woolman, the person you really don't like, and I've heard that 1,000 times out of you, and you tried to get Bill to cancel a contract with somebody because they had hired Keith to go around the town. That's who you're talking about, is certified that was taking care of it? Whoever was working previous to this administration here, this is the reason why we're in this position. And if you wanna get to the nuts and bolts of it, what was going over Missy Pippin's, you need to see the pictures of all the I don't know what politically correct word I'm allowed to use, but different pipes that weren't joined and turns and elbows and going from metal pipes to plastic
Have you seen
pipes.
them?
Yeah, I was out there.
But have you seen the pictures?
I took some of them.
Okay,
Of the sinkholes.
I wasn't there for the sinkholes, that was afterwards.
okay. Well, that's what we're saying, we knew nothing about it.
No, what you just said, you're trying to take a shot at Gary and the.
No, I'm not trying to take a shot at anybody, Mr. Mayor. If I take a shot at somebody, I'd probably take a shot at you because you're my favorite.
How about we act like we're not in high school?
Yeah, let's do the Facebook queen. But anyway,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Maybe prior to an emergency, you would talk with several companies about, we will call you if we have a water line break. You will come, you will do the job in its entirety without leaving at 5 o'clock. And have this worked out prior to the emergency so that they are the people who are on the other end of the phone and they have agreed to do the work when it's necessary for the work to be done.
And that's a great idea. I wish Mike Nelson was still here, and I'm not at the level he is, but I do work in that industry, and that sounds great. There's not a lot of outfits out there that just have a crew sitting on the sofa waiting for the town of Newell to call them. They're all usually out doing a job, and what usually happens for an Iron Mountain or some of these bigger outfits, they peel off a couple of guys that go over and just patch it, stop it, okay? But I think the issue, Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, is Iron Mountain said we can't get there for a couple of days at one point. Is that not correct? On
That's correct.
some jobs you're trying to get accomplished.
They had a job they considered a higher priority and they took that.
And so I completely appreciate what you're saying, but in the real world, it just doesn't roll like that. I mean, it sounds like what y'all are trying to get to is just Bill follow the policy book, and when it comes to any kind of major work that needs to be
That's what you do
done.
when you have a job, you
If-
follow the
policy then?
Well, I think that's what Bill's been doing.
That's what he does.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys don't like it.
the only issue you have is all the money it's costing to fix, I don't think that you guys, I know not Gail and Ken, cause y'all are really new, you two for sure. Cause I mean, you've been here 6 years, how long have you been here? I mean, it's been neglected. Everything that gets opened up has not been done properly, has been neglected. I mean, it is shocking how bad things are. And I'm still waiting for the Mayor Pro Tem to explain where he was going, what rabbit hole he was running down with the certificates, and because nobody that I know of, help me out, Chrissy, because you know, nobody I know of previous to what we have now, there's nobody with a shining record of what they did for this town. So who is it you're talking, who are you trying to
I'm
refer
just
to?
saying that we had maintenance guys, if there was a water pipe busted, one busted on one of the cold winter days in front of one of the main lines in front of the hardware store. And
When that Mike Nyson came out and fixed that one?
no,
Who was it?
it was our guys out there in the hole. And they put the patch on it and they fixed it. And I challenge anyone to please go back in all the minutes and see where any of us have ever been told that, well, you need to replace this line, or you need to replace that line, or whatever. Now, they've told us that there's older pipe in the ground. So, we'll just run out of the rabbit hole right there and just say, you know, you can go back in the minutes can't lie, can you? But anyway. But yeah, but I'm saying that back used to, we got a former alderman sitting right there, ask him if the town maintenance didn't fix a lot of the leaks and pipe bust. That's what I thought. Thank you, sir. So evidently, they used to fix it they never have fixed it, statement wasn't necessarily there. Now, I understand we're low on staff, and that's another issue why we're low on staff. You'll say this, but the staff says different. But anyway, let's get back to this job description. Like what we're here for, let's stick to the agenda. Okay.
Ms. Gill, are you saying that anytime basically we go to a third party to perform any type of work for us, no matter how big or small it is, it needs to be run by y'all? Okay.
For right now, I do.
Okay.
And, you know, like I say, I hope, I pray that I'm proven wrong, but I think the town of Newland may be in for an awakening over all this. I hope not, but I need that taken care of for me, to be
Okay.
able, I like Bill, it's nothing personal, I would hold anybody to that standard of, I wanna know what was done right, and was done fair, and was done legal. And tonight, I'm not sure of that.
Are you also, do we can have a policy that we bid stuff at a certain amount or something, or bid everything, but when you're doing things ad hoc, it makes it not hard to make it work when something happens like that.
I think what she was talking about is go ahead and he can do the day-to-day. Like, if they need a piece of a pipe or something, they can do that, that's in their budget. You know, but like any big jobs or something, you know, stuff like that needs to come through the board, that's the way the charter's written. That's the way you read it, Gerald, that's the way it says.
And I think that's what Christie was concerned about, is you give some authority, but when it gets above X dollars, you know, we need to be in on it. And
So
I
what
think
is that?
what I'm hearing Ms. Gale say is right now, anything.
And that's the same conversation we had in a previous meeting, and tomorrow it'll change. I want it to be set in stone, so Bill knows exactly where he stands and exactly what to do. That's all that I'm asking.
Tonight, Gerald, that's where I stand.
Okay.
You know, we've not seen these numbers, you know,
Yeah.
regardless of what anybody says, if we haven't seen them, that's just the bottom line.
So,
But it's
and
public record.
tonight, we can't really take action, of course, tonight. But we can at the next meeting, maybe you'll have information to do something at the next meeting.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I have a question for Christy Ray.
Yes, ma'am.
So I would like, okay, so we were talking about the public record and we should be able to have
You
that.
guys were talking about public record. I just, yes, but
Okay.
continue.
So if you were me
Mhm.
and I had asked for this information and what given to me, what would you have done?
What would I have done?
Mhm.
I would ask for it again. I would do the same thing that you guys are doing. You're doing it
Okay.
appropriately. If you haven't received it, I understand that. But you guys are the one that said it was public record. So if it's public record, then why don't you just look it up? Okay, I understand you're not receiving it from Bill. Okay, get that.
You say, you feel like public record means it's on some sort of database?
No,
Okay,
no,
How are we
not
gonna look it
necessarily.
up?
No.
We don't have access.
We don't have access, we don't go in there and
So
look.
then why are you telling me that it's public record? You were the one that said that, Christy, not me.
Anyone can come in and get it, Christy. We
Well, okay,
asked
so then
for
why
it
don't you guys come in and get it?
Because we aren't allowed in here, it's toxic.
Oh, because of you guys, it's toxic.
Christy, 2 weeks ago, roughly.
I mean, literally, look at this. This is insanity. Yes, I'm crazy. I'm insane. I know this. I know I'm like not liked by any of you, and I don't really care. Because guess what? What you all are doing, I've seen you yell at employees. You may have made employees feel bad, Christy. I've came in here and seen them crying because of you. You were mad because you couldn't get a title or something. I don't even know what it was, and you're bitching because he got something done that you said that he got done. That Mr. Mayor, as you call him,
And you
Derek
remember,
Roberts.
you were here?
Yes, I actually was here.
I sure don't remember you being here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And you know what? I'm so glad we got video cameras in here. Chief, go back to the last meeting date when we went to closed session, because I'm pretty sure that's against the law. And if Miss Ray came in the back here.
I didn't come in the back, I stood at the door.
Okay.
Christy Ray, I was here yesterday was I think 2 weeks ago
Mhm.
in Bill's office and I asked for that information.
Okay.
So I came in.
Well, I'm sorry that you did not receive it. I understand, but going back to your question, I understand why you're upset. I understand that.
Thank you.
I get that. However, the thing is if it is public record, and it is, anybody can come in here and get it, toxicity doesn't matter. You can still come in and do it. I don't want to be here right now because of this toxic mess. But I'm here because Newland is my home.
Bye.
This is my town. I'm talking.
Bye. You said you want to be here. I was
Jamie.
bye.
Jamie, she's speaking.
No, you're gonna go by real soon.
All right, so what, so,
Next, you'll be at
Hey.
the meeting.
Jamie. Okay. This is,
Derek,
I completely agree with you. I don't have a problem with anything you've asked for. I just,
and I'm not trying to be confrontational when I
understand.
say that, but it's not just the board that's toxic.
No.
It's not just the board that's toxic.
I don't think anybody's not saying that there's not,
Oh,
You just.
I mean, we've got all kinds of stuff.
we've got a group of people that is stirring hate, and I don't care what anybody else says, that's exactly what it is, stirring hate.
So, but you just said that it's not just the board that's toxic, so you are saying that the board is toxic, correct?
No, I don't think the board is.
Well,
toxic.
you just said that the board
Okay,
is
I
toxic.
don't think, I'll reframe that, I don't
Okay.
think the board is toxic.
Okay.
I think that some of the stuff going on in the public is toxic.
Oh, because you guys don't give the public what we ask for. Like, I've asked for why we are here multiple times. I have been to 4 meetings now asking why we are against Bill. Why is this happening? And still, here we are. And we still don't have an answer. You guys still can't give us an answer, like a true answer, other than Carl. You're upset about Carl.
It's not Carl, it's not getting information we've asked for.
Okay.
You have a boss.
So you just, yeah, okay.
Oh, well, let me try
I
this.
just what? Thanks, speak up. Christie?
I think everybody here has a boss. Everybody here has a supervisor.
I don't.
Okay. Maria.
Townspeople are your supervisors.
Yes, the townspeople. And we're elected to represent the town.
So then please do that.
Okay, well,
We're
we're
trying.
trying to. We're
Are
trying.
Trying to keep up
Are you
with
trying?
the
We
money.
And we
represent
request-
everybody, not
It's
just a
our
few.
we're responsible to see where the money goes. Okay, we don't know how much has been spent, Christie. We've asked,
But
we've
you don't wanna
asked.
come in here and get it because you guys are scared?
No.
Because of your toxicity? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Christie, I came in to get it, and
That's
I
what you
didn't
don't understand.
get it.
I came and asked for stuff. Hey,
When?
Christie, I don't know, let's think about the days. Evidently, you're here more than we are. If you hear everybody yelling.
Yeah, I'm usually right across the street, yeah.
Yeah. That's-
Okay, my goal has always been to try and keep the board doing board business and let the town the town employees do their job. And I have struggled to, run interference, if you will, for Bill in the town, and it's becoming even more clear to me, you know, where this is headed. I don't think that Brother Bill's gonna make it much longer. You know, with that being said, I would like for us tonight to just make a decision and decide what that is, because ultimately, this board's gonna get what they've been trying to do for a while. So, what is it that we are doing? He's gonna do his job by the job description that Christie ran. He is not going to do anything to include emergency calls without an RFP.
He just needs board approval. All he has to do is reach out to 3 board members.
And that includes emergency.
Yes, just say, this is what goes on. We all have a number. He has our public service number.
Okay. Yes.
We're not in public comments. Go ahead, though, Nathan.
Well, you know what? I'm running this meeting. Jamie.
Poorly, but anyway, go ahead.
Are you a child? I mean, come on now, dude. You don't
No,
have to make
I'm-
comments
Mr.
like that.
Gittner has the floor, please.
I really, truly appreciate all you guys. I know what you're doing, and I know the job that you're doing and the amount that you're getting paid don't align. I'm listening to all this, I'm hearing this. My request would be of the town council, if this is the direction we wanna go, I'm not arguing, yes, everything needs approval, everything doesn't. I would request timely decisions. As a quasi-citizen of Newland, meaning that probably needs to be daily meetings, to do this. They can be physical, they can be a conference call and all that, but some of these decisions need to be made daily. I understand that, and I know what I'm asking, what you're doing right now, and what you're getting paid, and now I'm saying, if you're gonna take on this responsibility, I understand that. I'm not arguing one way or the other, but we as residents, real residents, quasi-residents, we're not gonna have 20 people across the street right now, just the weekends, plus during the week. We would need, I mean, if there's an emergency, if there's somebody needs to be done, we would probably need daily. We would definitely need hard decisions, that's all I would request.
Thank you. Good
Nate,
Thank
do you
you.
care if we ask you a question? What kind of work went on over there behind your place?
What does that matter? It's public, it's private
Was
property.
the town involved?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I paid for it, it was paid for.
Oh, I
Yeah,
understand, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying,
No, sorry, quasi, yes.
so the town was involved.
No, the town was not involved, so what it
We're
was,
talking with Mr. Gittner.
Was the town involved?
Then you can speak.
Carl did
Okay, was there a town employee over there with Carl?
doing inspections and looking, I guess, My understanding was, yes.
Okay, okay. Well, you know, we didn't know nothing about that.
Okay,
And the town employee was paid on town hours.
okay.
And it wasn't just the public works manager, it was a regular maintenance guy.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, it had something to do with, sewage or something, right?
I would defer, I
Yeah,
walked back there a couple times.
okay.
There were people
Thanks.
back there
Back down here.
inspecting, I would defer.
Okay,
I
and-
would
yeah,
defer.
yeah, I'm not doubting you didn't pay for it yet.
No, and I'm not.
Did you pay the town back, is that what you're saying?
It's on a plan to do it, yes.
Okay, would you think that plan, that where you're paying the town so much for that work, right? This
So what-
this board would need to know that plan?
I think that all financial records should be disclosed to all town employees, obviously, excuse me, I'm sorry, no.
Anyone.
All town, residents and all that, and clearly you guys are residents, absolutely.
Did you know that as a board, we're responsible for the town's money, right?
Mhm.
We didn't know what was going on behind your place till one of us seen it.
So what, are you saying that,
We financed the project for you?
Absolutely not.
Well, he just said that, he was paying payments back.
I
and this
would,
isn't,
Gary, what was it we did? Help Nathan out since he's the typical business owner and doesn't have all the answers. What were we doing?
He had a problem with his sewage wasn't getting to the main line from a previous repair that was done incorrectly.
By,
I'm not saying.
well,
And
I mean, now,
The town did get paid for it, and guess what? Carl was using his own equipment.
hold on. So who did the previous one?
Shane Nelson.
Okay. There's nothing wrong, I don't know what, there's not conspiracy there, it just wasn't done.
well, I wasn't sure who did the previous work. I just know it wasn't right and it needed to be fixed.
Okay, yeah, and I agree.
And
But
in
you're
the process,
paying the town back payments? Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, now Christie,
Yeah.
you wanna speak?
I do.
Okay.
I'm tired of being bad-mouthed, stabbed in the back when I came in to do the job I was asked to do. I'm sick of it. All this colluding behind my back, all this, I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm tired of it. Y'all have done nothing but run me down since I basically did exactly what he wanted to do. When I first started, he come in here and asked me, what do we need to do, fire them all? Well, I went about it a different way. We didn't fire anybody, but they had responsibility, accountability, and job structure, and they didn't, none of them like it. So now they're all gone. Now you're blaming me because there's nobody here, and I'm tired of it.
We're not blaming you for anything.
Well, that ain't what I heard earlier when I was watching him talk about it. So,
Not blaming you for anything, one man
Well.
can only do so much.
that's not what the public's saying, and that's not what Mr. Johnson says.
And I
What's
think I
Mr.
sent-
Johnson
I
saying, Gary?
sent-
Because Mr. Johnson says right here
May
now.
I speak? I sent Bill an email, I think maybe last week, that we maybe need to go ahead and get going with the
Yes, ma'am.
job.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, that's the first I've heard about it,
I should have copied everybody on it, it was to him.
Okay.
but basically you just sit there a little bit ago and said, I can't fix nothing.
Well, no, I said, you told me you had maintenance that fixed this stuff.
And you said I couldn't fix nothing.
Did I say Gary couldn't fix something?
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Maintenance.
Which is Gary.
Which is Gary,
He's
because
the
it's
maintenance
one person.
department. There's only one person.
So that is
So
to one person.
basically, you know, when I came here, they were doing manual reads with a computer. They'd sit down there at the treatment plant and spend a whole day writing computer numbers in a manual book.
Mm-hmm,
Now they upload that to a computer.
mm-hmm.
Well, right now I'm the only one that can do it. And the last one that was here couldn't do it. So, you know, there's a lot of things I can do that nobody here ever showed me because they didn't want me to know.
Okay.
So everything I've learned on my own.
Okay, good, alright,
But I'm tired of being stabbed in the back.
alright. So, also, we were told you were taught to run a backhoe. Can we do that now?
Can you say that again?
No, I
didn't
don't,
understand.
no, I don't run a backhoe.
Okay.
What did you just say?
We were
Talk to
told
run
as
a
a
back-
board that, that's part of the reason we had the one individual working.
Are you talking about an excavator or a backhoe?
I'm
There's a
talking-
difference.
I'm talking about the town equipment.
Yes, I've been
Which-
trained to run the excavator.
Okay, which by the way, we had a backhoe and then it was traded to Carl without us knowing.
You know.
After we asked,
No,
so, I mean, but no. Did you have to stripe all the roads by yourself, Gary?
No, Derek's guys helped me some,
Okay,
and Carl helped some too.
okay. Who contracted that, Mr. Administrator? Did you hire it?
No, sir.
So Carl just done it for free?
He does a lot of things for free.
So Carl just done that for free?
I haven't seen a bill for it, so that's what I'm assuming.
Did you do it for free?
Yes, I did that.
Okay, I believe that, you do a lot for free, I
Because, yeah,
believe that.
well, because of this board and the way, and y'all's behavior, everything I do for the town, whether it's asphalt or cleaning gutters or hanging flags or buying flags or, all the stuff that I get out here and do, Mr. Johnson, so go ahead.
Okay. I'm just wondering, because I've seen other trucks and, you know, and it would've been nice to know. You needed the help, and I don't think anybody here would've stopped anybody from helping. Would you have?
No.
Would you have? Would you?
What was the question? Stop and help.
Stop another,
Then why are we talking about this?
From
Why is
helping
there-
Gary?
Exactly.
Why is there a problem?
Okay.
Then why is there a problem?
well, the problem is maybe we needed to know, because if you're doing it here in town, for the town,
But if
and
nobody-
if you're, hold on, just like Mr. Nelson sat here and told you, if he's an hourly employee, he's got to be working for the town. We need to know who's working.
What's more important,
for
who got
the
it done or that it got done?
Precisely.
Okay.
Like I said in the last meeting.
I can't
we
do it
need-
all.
We need
I
good work.
understand, but how
We
long
obviously
would it have took an email to have come out?
And who are you gonna get?
At 10 o'clock at night?
And just say, hey, we're gonna have to do this. What
It
y'all think?
started because Ms. Gale was upset over Banner Hill. That's how it started.
Okay.
And in Gary's defense, and I don't think any of y'all have been in a snowplow truck on the side of a daggum icy mountain when it's snowing, scared to daggum death with a, 1 ton of chat on the back of you and feeling it slide. None of y'all have experienced that. I have for 15, 20 years. And when Ms. Gale made the complaint she made, I was tired and I was frustrated and I reacted improperly, and I think Ms. Gale understands that. But my point is, Gary called me and literally said, Derek, I just can't get up there, I can't get turned around. I said, I don't want you putting a $100,000 town piece of equipment up on the side of a hill. Those folks will just have to wait till tomorrow morning. Now, if we have an emergency, I will get up there and I will get it cleared out, because I can. But Gary does not have that, that experience or that history with it. And I don't have a problem with that. Very few people will. But it turns out, unbeknownst to me, that Carl does have that experience and that ability, which goes right along with what he does for a living. He understands what direction a piece of equipment is going to go when it breaks loose, and that's what you got to know. So it started because Ms. Gale and these guys were trying their best to get it taken care of. That's all they were trying. Nobody's trying to do anything nefarious. And that's the problem that some board members don't see. No, these guys are working their tails off. I see them out every morning. I see them in the rain, standing out here when it's not their job. It's the DOT's problem. I see the police department. I appreciate what everybody does. But they're right. They're constantly looking over their shoulder and hearing things, and little minions are being dispatched up to talk to people and find out, well, who did this? And I've had people call me and ask me strange questions. I'm like, why is this guy calling me asking me who's snowplowing for the town? Why does it matter? If it's getting done, it's getting done. And now, on one side of your mouth, you're saying that the board wouldn't care because we're trying to get it done, but out of the other side, you're demanding to know. So
I'm saying yes, that we need to know.
and okay.
The board members need to know.
I'll make sure and take time out of whatever I'm
On
doing
the
to
side
send
of
an
a mountain in
email
a
out.
snowstorm.
Gary, let me ask you one other question.
Sure.
When you were hired here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were supposed to go to certification school?
Yes, sir.
How many certifications you got now?
2.
2? Okay, and what?
I got a sea well and I've got a biological one.
A biological one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how much longer is it till we can cancel the contracts that we have to have?
I would suggest
Probably
cancel
never.
anything.
I don't think we can actually,
Because
I think water quality has to do a certain amount.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
always have,
Okay.
no matter who's in here.
to be a ORC for our waste treatment plant, you have to be a level 3 with 3,000 hours of experience.
Okay.
That's about 6 years at our rate, since we only spend about an hour a day down there.
But we have to test the water every day, right?
And he does, I see
No.
him out there.
We test the water once a week. We read the wells every day.
Yeah.
They all have to be read, and the waste treatment plant has to be checked to get the trash out of the screen.
All right. Thank you, that answered that question. I think we've got the job description. I think we're ready to move on.
Bill, you're the topic of discussion, you've not said one word, do you feel like you understand, where we're at and what we're doing?
No, last I heard, the job description reverted back to the original in the offer letter that was read. And obviously, that's not what's understood at the board, so I really don't know. I mean, I understand some of the other nuances, but I don't know what the job description is.
I don't want it to be nuances, they're out for your job, brother, I want you to know what's going on.
No, we're
Yep.
not out for his job.
Okay, hold on.
You are though.
No, we're not.
Okay, hold on.
We're having this meeting.
Hold on, I wanna ask some quick questions, I wasn't gonna do this tonight, we're gonna have a mayor's storytelling time. I wanna know, while we have certain people here, Mr. Johnson, on November the, I'm sorry, my phone's not on November the 13th, I reached out to you and asked you what the special meeting was about, you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And what'd you say to me?
I'm not real sure.
You said, I have no idea, I got the same email you got.
That's right.
Okay.
Probably.
And Christie, before I left on the 10th, I came to you at the county courthouse and I said, are you colluding with other board members to fire Bill or Gary? You said, absolutely not, I don't want to fire Gary, I'm good friends with his wife. Okay, which I think is a weird reason not to fire somebody, but okay.
Well, I was friends with him at one time.
And you said that you were trying your best, that you just needed some information out of Bill. Remember, you recall
Same
it?
information
Okay.
with your way.
And then on the 10th, I get an email while I was in Aruba that we're having a special meeting, okay? This gentleman said he didn't know anything about it. Flat out, that's what he told me. I got a $900 cell phone bill, because I don't turn my cell phone when I'm on a cruise, but I had to make some phone calls, so. Mr. Caraway, did you receive a phone call from him at that time, asking for a special meeting?
No.
Ms. Fox, what were you told out there in the hallway by Mike Nelson?
Yeah.
That Mr. Caraway received a phone call from Mr. Johnson asking, since you were Mayor Pro Tem, to call a special meeting to deal with Bill Bailey.
That he heard, yeah.
You heard from
He
Mike
heard-
Nelson,
Yeah, Kenny talking
and
about it.
Kenny, you were talking about it at the coffee shop, and if I'm not mistaken, and I'll get Mike back up here, Ms. Christie called you and said, did Jamie get a hold of you about having a special meeting? And you said yes, and the two of y'all, Bill, the two of them come in together to call a special meeting?
I believe so. I
And
didn't
then this
actually-
gentleman right here comes to a special meeting after it fell apart, because I sent in, hey, this is not how this is supposed to go. Kenny, you still sticking to your story that you did not get a phone call from him, correct? Yes or no?
Call for me.
Okay, but were you asked by Alderman Johnson to call this meeting?
No.
Okay.
My recollection.
Did you talk to him, Mayor Pro?
No, I came in with him.
Did you call him, Mayor Pro Tem, and ask him if Jamie, or did you call him and say, are we having a special meeting? Do I need to go there and we're calling a special meeting? Did
No,
that?
he asked me to come up here.
Okay. So, the next thing in this little fiasco, all right, is we have the special meeting and it falls apart. Well, it falls apart because Gail was afraid of whatever email I was, and I was just simply saying, hey, I don't think this is legal. I'm tired of it. Y'all remember all the emails and whatever else, okay? So Jamie decided he's gonna have to go ahead and have it and put his little face on YouTube. And he looked into that camera and he said, I'm tired of Facebook and all the lies. We're not up here to fire Bill Bailey. When in fact, he called that man and asked that man as Mayor Pro Tem to call special meetings to do exactly that. That was the whole reason for that meeting. You bailed on it because you found out the town had gotten wind of what was going
No,
on.
I talked to him.
I am saying that my presumption, the way it looked.
Your
But there's
presumption.
But the fact is,
The fact is, your presumption.
the fact
And
is,
you're
you
going by
talking,
hearsay in
you,
the
no. Mike Nelson,
Mike just said it
Mike just said it
outside.
right here.
He just said it.
he just said it, at a coffee shop, Mayor Pro Tem took a phone call from you demanding that we have a board meeting about Bill Bailey. Mike just said it out there in the hallway. You gonna stand here and tell me that Mike is, cause
I don't know what Mike told me.
There's one thing about Mike Nelson, I'll tell you, he'll come up here and he'll say, and I asked him, I said, you tell Teresa Fox in case this for some reason comes up tonight, I want a witness. I asked Mike before I gave him some paperwork that the town got to him. And I said, if I need to, are you going, he said, yeah, it happened. I get 100%, that happened. Kenny took a phone call inside of this from Jamie to call a special meeting, okay? And that's what happened. And you called everybody liars in the town and said Facebook was a bunch of lies, and that's not, we were up here for keys and checks.
We're up here to get James' check.
That's what you switch gears to. You don't call a special meeting when somebody will turn in a set of keys. That's not what a special meeting's for.
Okay.
What I'm saying, Jamie, is you're full of shit.
Okay.
And I'm saying that literally, I have got the goods on this situation that you called the town people liars, called the Facebook trolls liars, and you did it while I was out of town, which is what y'all always do. And I am tired. I don't know why the previous mayor is not an alcoholic, and maybe we don't need to vote liquor by the drink in.
No.
Jamie, you lied to me when I called it, or I reached out to you and said, what's this meeting about?
I didn't lie to you. I don't have to tell you anything.
Oh, wow.
That's what you understand. I mean, I tell you what, would you like to take a vote of confidence from the board about you right now?
Don't need a vote of confidence. The town voted me in. And
Yeah.
until 2025, I'm sitting right
Until
here.
2025, you'll be right there.
You're right.
And he'll be there after too. He'll get voted back in
Go
again.
ahead, Ms. Carraway.
You're in the 7, but anyway.
This discussion is non-productive.
No, the discussion is about the fact that people are lying to the town people, and people have been out to get Bill for a while. And this gentleman right here has not liked Gary ever since he wasn't offered the job.
Precisely.
And
That's water under the bridge.
it's
No, it's not water under the bridge, because
They're not
obviously it's
gonna-
still
They're not
happening.
gonna stop until they get Bill. They're not gonna stop. And that's what this board does. They've done it to every person that has taken, Sandy, Jeremy, it's always something. And all
You
I
all
want,
done
all
Sandy. You all
I want is for the town to
He's
be.
the angel Gabriel.
All I want is to clean the town up and make it better and get rid of this redneck crap that goes on with the board. This makes no sense. Jamie Johnson's going around with Roger telling everybody I live in Blowing Rock. That's a fact. You can laugh all you want. I've got a couple people called and said, Roger and Jamie told me that you live in Blowing Rock. I think there's plenty of people that drive, the PD drives by and sees me, over there. My wife has an apartment over there. She owns a business on her 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, she's over there. Yes, do I go over and stay? Yes. You wanna know why? Because I'll go over and have a drink every now and then. I don't wanna drive back over here
Thank
and
you.
run the risk.
You just have one on vacation.
Yeah. I had a lot on vacation. I was stupid drunk on vacation.
Mr. Mayor, I stay with my wife too.
What did you say?
So nobody is
I
going,
just said
so
I stay
nobody's
with
gonna
my
address
wife.
the fact that of what we did. That's fine. I put it out
You've done a
there.
good one.
Mayor's story time's over with.
Okay.
Bill does not have, obviously, he just said, he doesn't understand nuance, he doesn't understand where he's at. I understand that the goal of this board, and I've had this conversation with a couple of the board members, and I told this to a couple board members, and Derek Roberts never says this, I rarely say, I say it to my therapist. But I left the board meeting recently dejected and defeated, okay? Because one of the board members had succumbed to the mistruths, the gossip, the minions and trolls that are lying to her, okay?
I agree.
Okay, and that hurt my heart, because that's not what I ever want to see. All I want to see is the town to be made better, but you can't with this cancer that's going on. Why are we going after everybody? I understand what you're saying about Bill, that's y'all's job. I completely understand that. And I know for a fact when Bill gives it to you and shows you everything, it's work's completed, work's been done. I do not think that Bill's putting money in his pocket.
He doesn't need any money. He has his own money.
I understand, but my point is, don't understand why people, while we're doing all that we're doing, while we're attacking people, and while we're doing, like Gary said, Gary shouldn't have to come in here. He just came in from home watching us on YouTube, right? Because he felt the necessary to defend himself, and that's not a good working environment. When we say toxicity, And I know a couple board members in here were in a meeting recently with me where town employees have said, it sucks to work here because of these reasons. The county sent somebody over here to cherry pick one of our employees, and the employee defended us, and it somehow got turned around that's an awful employee. I just don't, go ahead, sir, you've had your hand up, I'm kinda tired of seeing it, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My name is The White Rabbit, and I represent a YouTube channel called The Benghazi Rabbit. Now, I'm not a Newland resident, but I am here on behalf of those who cannot speak and cannot be in attendance. And I want you to remember that you work for the people of Newland. Don't agree to that, because from what I've seen, you are not working for the people of Newland. Why do I have to come to this meeting, an outside resident of this county, of this town, to speak, to witness you and somebody of you not honoring your oath to this town, to the Constitution? This man has worked tirelessly. He has taken another job here. He has taken this job here. He's taken a pay cut to work for the citizens. They adore him from what I've seen. I read Facebook, Mr. Johnson. I see everything. From what you say, I'm talking, don't open your mouth. Shut up.
No,
I'm talking.
Jamie.
Quiet.
Can you have him removed, please?
He has 3 minutes of talking time. Well, on what premise does he need to be removed?
I am talking. Shut your mouth.
Why don't you shut your
No,
mouth?
this is a blatant example of you not honoring your oath to the Constitution.
This is a blatant example. You trying, last time you was raising Cain, didn't they drag you out or something?
Yes, they did.
Why
And
don't
you'll
you
see what
change
happens.
your name to Jailbird Rabbit?
No, my name is the White Rabbit, and I represent.
What's your real name? Because I don't think anybody would give a bird.
My name is William Barthel. Do you have a problem with that?
And I know, Jamie, I recommend you not go down this road.
Yeah, I recommend it now. This is going, we the people see this. This is exactly why I was invited here. To expose you. This man is doing his job. The other man is doing his job. You guys want to railroad this fucking town. Why?
Watch your language.
This freaking town. Why? It's disgusting what you're doing. The people here are asking for help. They are begging for help. They want this town to succeed. They want it to go into the future. You are railroading it back to the 1800s. Honor your oath or you will be recalled.
Recall.
All right, where are we at? I'd like to wrap this meeting up.
We're trying to do
Can I
this
give
job.
all of you something really quick? Then I would like one of you to read it out loud.
We're trying to do this job description and get it done.
Thank you. Can you look at me?
I'll look at you, what do you say?
And whoever wants to read it out loud, read it out loud.
Christie, I'm sorry, you want one of us to read it out loud?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll read it. Willfully failing to discharge duty. A, if any clerk of any court of record, sheriff, magistrate, school board member, county commissioner, county surveyor, coroner, treasurer, or official of any of the state institutions or of any county, city, or town shall willfully omit, neglect, or refuse to discharge any of the duties of his office for default whereof it is not elsewhere provided, that he shall be indicted, excuse me. He shall be guilty of a class 1 misdemeanor. If it shall be proved that such officer, after his qualification, willfully and corruptly omitted, neglected, or refused to discharge any of the duties of his office, or willfully and corruptly violated his oath of office according to the true intent and meaning thereof, such officer shall be guilty of misbehavior in office, and shall be punished by removal therefrom, under the sentence of the court as a part of the punishment for the offense. B, no magistrate recusing in accordance with General Statutes 51 through 5.5 may be charged under this section for recusal to perform marriages in accordance with Chapter 51 of the General Statutes. Did you want me to read all those numbers afterwards?
No.
No, that's not needed, but you guys keep that in mind
Okay, thanks.
Absolutely.
Okay, where are we at? Bill, what do you need so we can wrap this meeting up?
I guess clarification on which job description and what limits, or parameters or fences, you guys are placing.
Are we back to the one that he was offered when he was hired? Is that what we're back to?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that we're gonna go with the one that you were offered when you first got hired.
And the policy book.
And the policy book, and the only addition that I think that you need to adhere to is don't do anything, I don't care if it's a geyser of sewage. Send out an email immediately, okay? And don't put it on Gary, you send it out, okay? Let Gary report to you, report to the board, and wait for their answer, and is that, do we all agree on the board?
Yes.
Gerald?
Yes. I think we probably, this is a patchwork. Next meeting, I think we need a motion and a second, and you may have more information too, Gail, about it, where we can do it. But,
I just want
yeah.
openness, that's my whole goal here tonight.
yeah.
It's not to do anything.
But we really
else.
can't take official action.
No.
And do that, but, so, I think that's to get us to the next step, but if that's how you want it, then at the next meeting, I think we do need to have a motion as to what the policy really says. And we may there may be more we can do better about, or not.
Another protective meeting, I appreciate everybody.
Mr. Gidner has.
All I was gonna say is, I would just please ask, can we put a time limit or somehow to do this expeditiously so that decisions don't go on for weeks or months for stuff that's really needed for the citizens of Newland? That's the only thing I would ask. Thank you,
We
Madam.
can do it at our next scheduled meeting.
That'd be 2 weeks.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. So, I'm sorry. No, I'm not saying hold, kick off, you know, if the council is saying, you know, we need to do it 2 weeks. I'm just saying that if decisions need to be made and, you know, and we need to take down, town administrator here, and I don't know the answer, how to craft it, so there's a 48-hour limit, if there's not something that's done, I don't know how to craft it. I'm just asking, please don't let decisions on whatever go for weeks or months, especially those that are desperately needed for residents. That's all I'm asking.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, do I have a motion to close?
I make a motion to close.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
What you said.
Well,